Modern society, with all its efficiency, occasionally breeds an aberration, a flaw, a misfit, a person not responsible for his actions, a human inhuman in his behavior. Unfortunately, recognition, care, and treatment sometimes come too late. This is the story of such a misfit. Did not take place in your city. It might. The police force you're about to see does not exist. It should. Perhaps one day it will. This is the story of one man, dedicated, incorruptible, convinced that crime can be controlled.
He wants to be caught, doesn't he?
I think half of him wants to be caught.
Schizophrenic?
Everything seems to indicate it. There's a kind of paradoxical escapism pattern in this schizoid personality. A strong need for help and yet the inability to seek it directly.
Then the things he left behind were an attempt to give himself away.
Something like that. It's a pretty complex condition.
Oh, look, I'll have to call you back later, Agnes. Albert, where have you been all night? I've been half dead with worry. Oh, honestly, I don't understand you. I just don't understand you at all.
I'm sorry, Dora.
A dog. Another dog. Where do you pick up those strays? Don't you have enough dogs all day long?
I'm going to turn him over to the pound. He's homeless now.
Where on earth have you been? Oh, I suppose it's none of my business. I'm only your sister. I don't count for much. I've only spent half my life taking care of you.
I didn't go anywhere in particular. I was with Joel.
With Joel? You told me that you weren't going to see him anymore after he got you into all that trouble.
I didn't want to see him.
Well, then why do you? Oh, Albert, why don't you ever listen to me?
You've never even met him.
Oh, I don't have to. I know what he's like. I've lived among this filth long enough to know what they're all like. Oh, Albert, where are your shoes?
I'm going to lie down, Dora.
If Mother were here, she could handle you. She could always handle you.
Colonel Dawson, it's quite impossible to devote complete therapy to every psychotic personality who becomes institutionalized.
Mr. Howard, 3 young women have died because our society hasn't seen fit to accept the responsibility of a man who is not responsible for himself.
Do you have proof that this man was in an institution and released?
No, but I'd be willing to bet on it. And so would Dr. Perrin, our police psychiatrist, who has been working on the case with me.
Well, Colonel, I'm afraid I'll have to disagree with you. Our hospitals are overcrowded, understaffed, but under those circumstances, they're doing an impressive job.
I don't dispute that, sir. And I'm aware that only a very few of our mentally ill are potential dangers, but I'm convinced that there is much to be desired.
In what way?
You've been the head of the Governor's Committee for the Study of Mental Hygiene for a number of years. Your name would carry great weight with the Governor. I want and need your support to set up an organization for treatment of offenders after they are released from institutions.
Well, I think your plan is a noble one, Colonel, but impractical. And I stand unconvinced that your offender was released from any of our institutions through ineffective therapeutic method or examination.
If we can prove that he was, will you support my plan?
Well, I don't know.
Will you support it?
Yes.
Thank you. Gentlemen. Howard, thanks
Congratulations, Colonel. Mr. Howard's a bit set in his ways.
Yes, but I like him. His is the kind of support that will put this plan through. A man wantonly destroys life. Why? Does it satisfy some inner drive in him to kill young women?
At this point, I'm not quite sure, Colonel. Women are in some way the root of his psychosis, but it's difficult to speculate.
The shoes and the other things are what puzzle me. He seems to be leaving them on purpose. But for what purpose? Or is there any purpose?
How'd it go, Colonel?
Oh, fine, Donahue. Did you get the lab reports?
Yes, sir.
Good. No distinguishable prints on the shoes, and they're too old to trace.
You'll notice they found some dog hairs on the shoes. But the woman had a dog, according to friends. So it doesn't leave us with much.
I'd say that it leaves us with just a little bit more than we had. The lab report doesn't mention the dog's breed. Why not? You better take this back to the lab and let them check through his hair follicles to determine the dog's breed.
Yes, sir. Here's the lab report, Colonel.
Well, Donahue, seems those hair follicles belong to several different breeds.
I'm sorry, sir.
Where's the report on the victim's habits?
Right here.
Nothing ties in here. We could have missed it somewhere. Sergeant, we know all three of those women own dogs. I want a check made to see if they had recently had their animals to a veterinary hospital, kennels, anywhere there might be a lot of animals. I want it made in a hurry.
Yes, sir. I'll get on it right away.
I just don't understand you, Albert. I don't understand you at all. There's just no communicating with you. Mother had the same trouble. Every time she'd want to talk to you, just to help, you'd get that awful hang-dog look on your face, and then you'd shut her out of your room. It's just selfish, that's what it is. It's just selfish. When all somebody wants to do is try and help.
All three people had taken their dogs to a veterinary hospital within a week prior to the deaths. But we haven't been able to pinpoint which hospital.
Maybe that's where the murder weapon came from. The surgical instrument used in the veterinary hospital. Now, let's see. All three victims lived in the 12th precinct. Now, what's the key for vet now? 12th precinct. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 vet hospitals in that area. Apparently, one of them hides a man with enough potential destructive force to terrorize the entire city. But which one?
He looks fine to me, but I'll let the doctor look him over and give him a shot. You can pick him up first thing tomorrow.
Well, I thought you were the doctor.
No, I'm just an assistant. I clean up after the doctor goes home.
Well, maybe I should bring Jeff back tomorrow.
No, you can leave him overnight. The doctor will take care of him tomorrow.
You must like dogs a lot to spend so much time with them.
Yes, I do.
Doesn't it make you sad to see them ill? I mean, it makes me feel terrible.
It bothers me sometimes. But then I stop thinking about it. And try to help them as much as I can.
Dogs are funny, aren't they?
Funny?
Well, I mean so different from people. They never ask anything. Just to be loved.
Oh, that's true.
Well, maybe there are some people like that.
I think so.
Do you live around here?
Not far.
I live just the other side of the park.
That's nice over there. It's pretty dark out. Would you like me to walk you home?
Oh, well, you have work to do.
Only about 5 minutes worth. Can you wait till I put your dog in the kennel?
Oh, yes.
Do you walk through here often?
Yes, sir. I like to swing here at night when there's no one else around. It makes me feel like I'm in an airplane racing through the sky. Oh, I guess that seems pretty silly.
Oh, I don't think so.
Listen, Albert.
What?
You can almost hear the children laughing. Would you give me a push?